Today's video main focus would be on synergy. At the Montreal Audio Show, I got a chance to listen to these French Elipson Legacy 3230 speakers. Now at first look, it looks like a BMW knockoff, but I was told this company has been around for over 80 years. So who knows who copied who? The Elipson brand is not known here in North America, but they are in their home country. Now, thanks to YouTube today, you get to discover a new amazing brand. So let me tell you a story, okay? At the Montreal Audio Show, I was with Mr. Cantor that day, and someone he knew told him the bass on the Elipson Legacy 3230 is amazing. And we listened to it, and it was like, whatever. Good, but when you're at an audio show with gazillion impressive speakers, it was nothing special. However, the owner of that room, Leonid, was really friendly, and I asked him to show me what those speakers can really do. He was like, no problem. He changed the amplifier and then played a bass-heavy track. That was when the whole room was blown away. The bass was out of this world. Everyone's jaw dropped to the floor, and this experience reminded me why we should never judge speakers at an audio show. Play a normal song within the speakers are just okay. Play some songs that push the limit of the speakers. That is where you separate the man from the boys. The Elipson 3230 and the Focal Evo were the two speakers that left a very strong impression on me that day when it comes to bass. Now, the Elipson is not cheap, 15 grand, but it can definitely rival all the big names that you and I are so familiar with. Many times people ask me, hey, why YouTubers only talk about mainstream stuff? Well, I try to discover gems out there, and today let me tell you, Elipson is a brand you should put on your radar. Now, after the audio show, I kept in touch with Leonid. Leonid owns a store in Winnipeg. Now, that's in Canada, for those of you who don't know. The reason why I was talking with Leonid is because he understands synergy. We don't just talk about one component, but a whole system. When you gain a certain level of experience, you'll quickly realize in audio, yeah, sure, the room is very important, but system synergy is just as important. So when Leonid sent me something to check out, he not only sent me one component, but he would also send me a few components, including the cables to match with it. So for today's video, I gave Leonid a challenge. You know the Triangle Pro 3? I told him, take that speaker and let me know what you're able to do with it. I asked him to film a video so I can share with you his results. It was funny because he said, Thomas, man, while I was testing different affordable amps to get the Triangle Pro 3 to sound good, someone came into my store to listen to it. And he bought it right away. Check out the video at the end of this video. You know what? You should thank me for that sale. Leona, if you're watching, I expect supper from you. So, as I mentioned earlier, the Elipson 3230 floor standing speaker gave me such a wow experience that I would never forget for the rest of my life. So I asked Leonid if I could try it at my home. Now, as you know, at my age, 100-pound, moving a 100-pound speaker is not my definition of fun. So I said, can you send me the bookshelf instead? Like the $5,000 Elipson 3210? 28 pounds. Yeah, I can handle that. And also this gave me a chance to bring it around to let my other audio buddies to listen to it. Spoiler, all my audio buddies found it good. So the moment I got the Elipson in, I connected it to my Macintosh 6700. 200 watt of Class AB power, and guess what? I was like, my Macintosh cannot drive these speakers. What the hell? For those of you who don't know Hoffman's law, in short, you have to choose between small cabinet, high efficiency, or deep bass. Well, in this case, it's not high efficient, not really small cabinet, but you get deep bass out of these speakers. Just not easy to drive. So I called up Leonid, hey man, I need something that can drive these speakers. So, you know what? He told me about Electrocompaniet. I was like, huh? Electro what? Turns out it is a Norwegian company. So Leonid sent me 2 units. And once I plugged it in, I was like, oh yeah, now we're talking. So weird that no one knows about Electrocompaniet. Seriously, there's a lot of amazing companies out there waiting to be discovered. So let me start with the Elipson speaker. I tried it with mini amplifiers. Remember, I was trying to recreate that amazing bass experience in my room. Leonid was like, Thomas, come on. It is impossible. You cannot expect this bookshelf to output the same bass as the full tower. Yeah, I was crazy, and I have this saying, you never know until you try. Come on, let me get 90% of the big towers in terms of bass output. Look, I matched it with mini amplifiers, and it sounded very good. For example, the Cayin Soul 170i sounded good with these Elipson speakers. However, remember, I was going for that amazing bass. So I had this Cambridge 851W power amp, 200 watt of classic D power. To get more power, I bought another 851W, so I can monoblock it, output 800 watts in 4 ohms. Yeah, but sadly I could not get 90% of the bass output as the big brother. Now eventually I gave up and I just enjoy the speaker for what it is. I just want to show you the crazy stuff I do behind the scene when trying different gear. I always try to push things to the limit. Now, these speakers don't have a lot of coloration. The voice reproduction is neutral, very clear, and you hear low-level detail in the recording easily. If you look at my past videos, I am not really a big fan of AMT tweeters because they don't sparkle like metal tweeters. With the Elipson, I don't feel lacking in openness and detail. Also, I love the fact that it lacks sharp edges. This Elipson speaker chain has changed my mind on what AMT tweeters can do. Well, actually, the Elipson and the audio vector speakers changed my mind on AMT tweeters. AMT tweeters, for me, have no sharp edges, and done right can sparkle just as well as metal tweeters. Now, talking about audio vector, now, this is a brand from Denmark most people never heard about. They are the real deal. Those of you shopping for Focal, B&W, and so forth, seriously, man, you need to listen to audio vector. 2 of my audio buddies have it, and wow, man, amazing. This Elipson speaker, despite it being bigger than a normal bookshelf speaker in terms of size, it disappears easily in my room. Maybe it is because of the cabinet. It's really solid. The bass is tight and deep. You know, some speakers you can feel the presence and they keep asking for your attention. Not these, man. They disappear. Smooth, as I said, no hard edges. At first, I was expecting a party bass type of speaker, but not at all. Very pleasant to listen to. So recently, an audio buddy of mine, Sean, dropped by. Not from Zero Fidelity, okay? He owns a pair of audio vector and his system is around $100,000. He really is into audio and he has a system that is one of the best I've ever listened to in my life. Let me show you a photo or video of his place. Some serious stuff there. EMM lap stack, preamp, and blah, blah, blah. You know, over 100K. When he dropped by the other day, I let him listen to a few speakers at my place. Some significantly more expensive than this Elipson 32, well, the bookshelf one. And out of all the speakers he listened to at my place, the Elipson was his favorite. Now, I wonder if it's because, you know, the speaker he owns also uses AMT tweeter, and he likes that kind of sound. Who knows? So the only downside with this speaker for me is amplifier matching. As I said over and over again, after the room, synergy is the most important thing in audio. So I'm not going to review the $7,000 Electrocompaniet ECI 6DX integrated amp in detail, but I will tell you if the synergy is good, amazing amplifier. When I lent it to my audio buddy, Mr. Jazz, he wrote me a long email about what he thought about it. Now, when I get a long email from my audio buddies, man, that is when I know they're super excited. For Mr. Jazz, the Electrocompaniet, when combined with its audio vector Arete R3, is as good as his Higo H590. Here, let me show you what he said. I've never listened to a solid-state integrated with such an impressive holographic performance. It is even better than lots of tubes amp in this aspect. Vocal is beautifully merged with instruments. You can throw it with a very complex piece of music and you'll play with ease, no mess, no sweat. What you'll only listen to is harmony. It produces the biggest soundstage I've ever heard with my R3. The image is very pinpointed. Music is so palpable and persuasive. You will be immersed in all kinds of music, from jazz to classical and pop to instrumental. It is totally 2 thumbs up, piece of art. I have no doubt to put my H590 aside, even though H590 was already one of the best integrated amp I've listened to. Keep in mind, Mr. Jazz has owned maybe 100 amps. So when I brought it to Sean's place to let him listen to it, he said, yeah, it's good enough for him that he does not mind living with it. Now keep in mind, right, he has a system that costs as much as a BMW M3. For me, when I listen to the Electrocompaniet, the air around the voice is A+. They got the mid-range tone, absolutely fantastic. And that's why I think it is a great match with the Elipson, because the Elipson, the mids are pretty neutral. The soundstage is spectacular 3D. This amp for me falls in the category of being a more polite amp. So you don't have the torque and slam of some of the other amps, like compared to the other amps I've tried. But the good side of this presentation, it is very pleasant to listen to. Remember I say everything is about synergy. Mr. Jazz loved the amp to death, but when we tried it on Mr. Quad's smooth sounding electrostatic 2905, yeah, it was just too smooth. For Mr. Quad, so it's not his cup of tea. I can 100% understand that because 2905 needs a bit of spice. If you like nuance in the mid-range, I would say you have to listen to the Electrocompaniet. The downside is that an audio show, you might not pay attention to it because, it's not the type of explosive type of sound amplifier. You have to appreciate nuance and have experience with deep listening to really get this amp. Now, regardless, it is amazing that there is a whole world of amazing hi-fi gear out there waiting for us to discover. Now, for those going to the 2022 Toronto October audio show, like in 2 days, you can go check them out. If you listen to this amp, don't just judge it in the first 3 minutes. Focus on the 3D soundstage and mid-range. The dynamic and bass are not its main strength because it's a bit linear in that section, but the soundstage should catch your attention. Now I'll put in the info in the first comment where to go listen to. Also, if you're shopping for hi-fi gear and want to speak to someone who has real experience with gear matching, reach out to Altitudo Audio. I chat with them enough to know, yeah, they understand synergy. So they will not just only sell you, let's say, a Triangle Bro 3. They would also give you good advice how to match it. So I will finish today's video with a video from Leonid. As I mentioned before, I gave him a challenge. Take the Triangle Bro 3 and match it with different affordable amplifier in your store. Then come back to me with which one is the best one. All right, enjoy. Later.
Hey guys, let's talk today about Triangle Borea 03. These beautiful speakers, what you have it here in this room, have a lot of different opinions on the market. Some people said they love it, some said no. But I can tell you what I find out from myself, like my experience. These speakers can sound bad and can sound good. Have a lot of weakness, have a lot of good things you can say about them. They have a very good mid-range, sometimes lack of bass. Tweeter performance, it's soft, smooth, nice, can be a little bit forward sound, can be a little bit less details for some people. But I can tell you, I find out for myself, it's a little bit of work. I play different units, I have a lot of different equipment. And then I found little Denon. It's a PMA 900 HNE. We try with our brother, set it up, we start to play. And this match right away catch all our attention. You start to listen music, I said, wow, like right away you can say speaker open, big, nice open soundstage, lots of air. Number one, you can feel the air. The speaker doesn't sound low, doesn't sound high, it just stay in the air. That your soundstage becoming big, becoming without kind of borders, it just fill the room. You can feel bass is there, mid-range, tweeter. I can explain you tweeter performance, tweeter not sharp at all, no edge. Just smooth, proper, detailed. If you're gonna go with a mid-range doesn't go forward sound. It sound proper, it sound actually kind of balanced. It doesn't have a spikes on the top part of the mid-range. Details on a guitar, on vocals is perfect, just smooth and musical. Bass performance on this speaker, I can say, wow, it's just really surprised me. I didn't expect to have that kind of performance, especially deepness and layers. This speaker actually can play damn good, like bass there. I can tell you, believe me, it's there. If you like to feel the bass, I can tell you, this match, one of the best what I try myself. No bump. Details, extension, it's surprisingly, I can tell you, it's hard to explain. I play everything. I play drums, I play music, which actually, I have a very good, very busy, with the drums, really fast, very, like try to get something with a low end. It does beautiful job, beautiful. I can tell you, you will be satisfied, especially with this match. Okay, so we was ready to make a video. We put BRO3 in light oak finish. It just looks better, on the camera. And we have a customer call us. So they come in and said, okay, can you listen to some stuff? I said, yeah, no problem. They come in and see we have the speaker setup is done. They ask us, what do you guys have? We just explain them. So we have a speakers, we run it, we test it, and we really like it. They ask us to, if you can listen to them. We start to play music. Well, we spent probably half an hour. We said, we love it, we wanted a speaker. So technically they took our speakers away. We have to open new one in different finish. Very beautiful too. And they walk away with our speakers. They really love the sound. It's amazing. They was really surprised. They come in to buy different speakers, but they choose that one because they love this energy. They can feel it. The speakers sound proper. It's that amazing performance. No doubt, no question. That's actually my point is, if you guys want to listen to Triangle BRO3, try this unit. Try this match. Together, you'll be surprised. It's a really good match, unbelievable performance. That's what I call synergy. And the speaker and this match gonna sound way more than it cost. Thank you very much. See ya.
I never think, I never know. I'm stuck.